Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California on morning number 1841. This many days to bring you morsels of a thought. 1841. We hopefully learn the right things to do, which is having wisdom. And then doing them is actually virtue. So, my goal is to bring you more wisdom and bring the world more virtue. I'm reading to you what other people say about what to do. For example, when you have a concussion, there are 3.8 million, according to Dr. Brody Miller, who researched it, uh, per year in the United States alone. So, what I'm doing now is today is Friday. I will read Brain Rescue. Um, it's a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion by Dr. Brody Miller, Ph.D. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I have shifted a book from Saturday to Wednesday to bring wisdom to Wednesday and also more brain info on how to feed a brain nutrition for optimal brain function and repair by Calvin Ballister. Now, we'll be reading this one tomorrow, and I'm going to read this one today. So I'm on a brain. We want our brains to improve somehow. And if you go to Instagram, you can find Dr. Brody Miller every day there on Instagram. And so, without further ado, detoxifying and sulfur rich foods for brain health. Foods to avoid or eliminate for optimal brain health. We're going to go into this part today, which include processed and packaged foods, refined carbohydrates, high sugar foods and drinks, unhealthy fats, foods high in omega 6 fatty acids, high sodium foods, artificial additives and preservatives, alcohol and caffeine, and potentially allergenic foods. And you have to take action. It's as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. Now, I'll read you about foods to avoid or eliminate for optimal brain health. Processed and packaged foods, sugary snacks, fast food, and processed meats. Sugary snacks are candy, pastries, and sugary cereals. These can lead to inflammation and spikes in blood sugar, negatively affecting mood and focus. Fast food, high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and additives that can contribute to brain fog and inflammation. Processed meats. Sausages, hot dogs, and deli meats are loaded with preservatives and unhealthy fats that can increase inflammation. Well, that explains yesterday to me. Refined carbohydrates. White bread and pasta. Now, these are all foods to avoid. So, when you read this and you see, hey, how come that's so negative? It's because it's something to avoid. It's a pitfall. White bread and pasta. Part of wisdom is knowing the pitfalls, too, by the way. Refined carbohydrates. White bread and pasta made from refined flour, these can cause rapid blood sugar spikes, leading to energy crashes and cognitive issues. White rice lacks fiber and nutrients compared to whole grains and can contribute to blood sugar imbalances. High sugar, by the way, I personally can't digest brown rice, so I actually avoid rice most of the time. Yes, I'm ethnically Chinese, but I don't eat very much rice myself. That's just me now. High sugar foods and drinks are also something to avoid. Soda and energy drinks loaded with sugar and artificial ingredients that can harm brain health and lead to inflammation. Artificial sweeteners. While low in calories, they can disrupt gut health and are linked to negative effects on mood and cognition. High fructose corn syrup, common in many processed foods and sweeteners, this ingredient has been linked to inflammation and cognitive decline. That would explain a lot because I found out many years ago that when I was about 20, I discovered that I was allergic to high fructose corn syrup. I would start to develop a swollen throat and a cough when I had too much of it, which I had because I used to love a certain soda. Can't remember the name of it anymore, but it was from the Price Club, which was Costco at that time in my area. And I used to drink it a lot. It was a yellow and white can, and it had high fructose corn syrup in it. I discovered that I was allergic to it, and it's a pretty good indicator that it's not that good of a sweetener for you. Anyway, unhealthy fats, trans fats, often found in margarine, processed snacks, and baked goods, they can raise bad cholesterol and promote inflammation. Excessive saturated fats, found in fatty cuts of meat and full fat dairy, can negatively impact brain health and clog arteries if consumed in high amounts. Foods high in omega 6 fatty acids. Certain vegetable oils, corn oil, soybean oil, and canola oil, are high in omega 6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammation when consumed in excess. I'm reading to you from Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion by Dr. Brody Miller, Ph.D. We are reading about foods to avoid. High sodium foods, canned soups and vegetables often loaded with salt and preservatives, these can contribute to high blood pressure and negatively affect cognitive function. Pickles and processed snacks, frequently high in sodium, which can lead to dehydration and cognitive issues. Artificial additives and preservatives, food colorings and dyes, commonly found in candies and processed foods, these have been linked to hyperactivity and behavioral issues in some individuals. Preservatives such as BHA and BHT, which can have negative effects on brain function. Alcohol and caffeine. Excessive alcohol can lead to cognitive decline and inflammation. Moderation is okay, but elimination is even better. Alcohol are called spirits for a reason. It is a demon disguised as fun. High caffeine drinks, while moderate caffeine may be fine, excessive amounts can lead to anxiety and disrupt sleep, which is crucial for brain recovery. Now that's interesting. So, if you know that your limit is 2 cups in a day, don't have more than that because even though your short term effect will be kind of interesting, you don't want that. I love coffee, but that's what it is. That's what it is. I have a limit. I have an 18-ounce coffee limit for myself. So that's what it is. And I can't have sugar in mine because I'm trying to lose my weight, extra weight that I don't want to keep. In fact, weight loss was the original motivator for me to start on doing these live shows. So Morsels of a Thought became my thing. Anyway, Morsels of a Thought, number 1841. Today we are going into potentially allergenic foods by Dr. Brody Miller, PhD, Brain Rescue. Potentially allergenic foods. Gluten. For those with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, gluten can cause inflammation and cognitive issues. Dairy. Many modern day dairy products and source Many modern day dairy products and source can lead to digestive issues that can impact overall health and brain function. Take Action. It's as easy as ABC. 1, 2, 3. Number 1, make your brain power grocery list. Write down nutrients from the quote delicious and nutritious brain foods quote list from above. Prioritize whole, organic, fresh, and nutrient rich foods. Number 2, shop and stock up. Head to the store, pick up your items, and avoid the middle aisles that are full of processed foods. Fill your cart with foods that are proven to fuel your brain. Number 3, prep and commit. Prepare your food and cook them. Having brain healthy options ready makes it easier to stay on track. Note, do not get discouraged if these foods are not available in your country or region. Do your best with the resources you have. Bonus, cut the CRAP, carbonated drinks, refined sugars, artificial colors, and processed products. No excuses. In these early days of recovery, every bite counts. Your brain needs the right tools to rebuild itself, and the best tools are high quality nutrients. Imagine the difference between stumbling through recovery or getting your memory and clarity back with each meal. This is your first step to nourishing your brain for recovery. You've got this. The fourth step is O for observe, for REFOCUS in the first pillar for R, rebound, R. The fourth step is O for observe. There's only one thing that differentiates you, me, and anyone else from a horse or a pig, and that is choice. That's by John Assaraf, Assaraf. The human being is a rational animal. That's according to Mr. Losada in the 7th grade. The human being is a rational animal. He quoted somebody else, of course, but that's where I got it. Imagine if every thought you had, every habit you practiced could either trap you in your current reality or help unlock crystal clear mental clarity. Self observation is the key that opens the door to this transformation. By observing your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, actions, behaviors, and habits without judgment, you build awareness, the first foundational step for lasting change. Awareness gives us the ability to make new choices. Living life as a human being can be both a blessing and a curse. We are our own best friend and worst enemy at times. Because of the size of our neocortex, outer layer of the brain, we can make our thoughts as real as the outside world. In other words, we have an astounding ability to imagine. The great thing is that we can imagine ourselves doing incredible things like speaking in front of a crowd of thousands, making love to our soulmate, or hitting the game winning shot. But at the same time, we can also get stressed. We also can get stressed out by thinking about 401ks, the stock market, or second mortgages. Society has programmed us to think that practicing imagination is a waste of time. I am going to prove to you that this is one of the greatest lies we have ever been told. Now, I would love to refer you to, okay, this is Dr. Brody Miller speaking in Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion. This is wisdom now. Okay, he has done brain research. He's a PhD for that reason. Now, he says, I would love to refer to you I would love to refer to you incredible experiment to one of my favorite studies of all time where scientists wanted to see how the brain changes through imagination. Here's what they did. They gathered two groups. One group physically practiced a 5-finger piano exercise. The other group only imagined doing the 5-finger exercise but didn't touch the piano. Both repeated the exercise for 2 hours a day over a 5-day time span. What they found is that both experienced similar cortical changes in the motor regions of the brain, even though group 2 only imagined playing. In other words, the part of the brain that controls the movement of fingers got stronger and easier to activate in both groups. The big difference: the group that physically played the piano had bigger changes in their brain and learned the skill faster naturally, but the group that only imagined it still showed brain improvement, just not as much. Footnote 11. Let that sink in, couch potatoes. This one is for you. This proves that visualization can prepare your brain for real world action. Imagine the potential for memory improvement. By visualizing tasks, you can strengthen neural pathways, improve focus, and train your brain, all without lifting a finger. But visualization is just the start. Strengthening your brain through self observation is equally powerful. This process, known as metacognition allows you to think about your thinking, becoming aware of your thoughts, and observing your own behaviors from a higher perspective. Practicing it allows blood flow to travel to our prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for higher order thinking and decision making. Begin to observe yourself from a bird's third eye perspective. In doing so, you will naturally strengthen your memory, attention, and focus. Boom, chakalaka. You wrote that out. Powerful ways to practice self observation. Breathing, journaling, imagine breathing. When you find yourself triggered from a life event, wanting to impulsively take an action or even blurt out a random word, immediately pause and take a deep breath. This simple act disrupts the pattern, helping you regain focus and center yourself. Repeating this will increase your awareness in all aspects of life. Journaling. Write down your thoughts. Journaling allows you to spot patterns, triggers, and habits that may need to be changed, helping to improve self awareness over time. Imagine. Imagine yourself as an observer watching your life from above like an eagle. This perspective helps you detach from emotions, see things more clearly, and shift your mindset. Repetition sharpens your ability to be present and aware. Present and aware. To me, those are magic words. The reason I will say those are magic words to me is that I took this entire workshop that my brother gave me, which I didn't value very much. But at the very end of it, I said there were two things I wanted to do, and one was to be present and one was to be aware. And that is to bring yourself to the moment that you're living in time. It's very healthy for you to do this, to be present and aware. Okay, back to the book. Do you have a happy place? Quote, end quote, says the doctor. Have you ever seen Happy Gilmore? I have not. There is a hysterical moment in the movie where Happy, the main character, is letting his emotions derail his focus. Shooter McGavin, his rival, is in his head, taunting him and throwing him off his game. Happy's frustration builds, his temper flares, and his performance tanks. Then his trainer and cabbie, Chubbs, Chubbs, takes him to a mini golf course to work on his concentration. But even there, Happy's anger keeps boiling over and he struggles to stay composed. That's when Chubbs gives him some transformative advice. Think of a place that's perfect, your own happy place. Go there and all your anger will disappear. At first, Happy scoffs, but then he closes his eyes and starts to visualize. Mystical music plays, and Happy sees a bright sunny day. In his mind's eye, his girlfriend is holding two frosty mugs of beer, smiling at him. Then his grandmother hits the jackpot on a slot machine, coins cascading everywhere. Happy even sees a dwarf riding a tricycle. Whatever makes you happy, I guess, capital H, for Happy, this is his own private, quote, happy place, end quote, that becomes a sanctuary, a mental retreat that shifts his focus, calms his emotions, and allows him to perform at his best. In your recovery journey, finding your own, quote, happy place is just as crucial. Visualization and observation are powerful tools for rewiring your brain and refocusing your thoughts. By observing your inner state and shifting to a positive mental image, you can quiet the noise, manage frustration, and stay on track toward your goals. If Happy can retrain his brain to refocus, then so can you, my friend. Go to your happy place in 3 steps. Pick it, picture it, use it. Number 1, pick it. Think of a fun or calming place like a beach, a candy store, or even somewhere with a dwarf on a tricycle. Whatever comes up for you that makes you happy. Number 2, picture it. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine you're there. See it, hear it, feel it, smell it, touch it, make it as real as possible in your mind. Number 3, use it. When you're stressed, say, happy place, here I come. Close your eyes, breathe, and let the calm take over. The journey to a better brain and a happier life starts now. Now, I will give you a hint as to how I found a happy place for myself. Before we go on to the 5th step is C for consistency, REFOCUS. Procrastination is the assassination of your destination, Eileen Wilder says. Anyway, so I'm going to give you a hint as to how to find your happy place, because I found a happy place by thinking of something that happened at age 12 or age anything when you think you were a pretty happy person, any age. Sometimes it's hard to think of that. Sometimes people have to go to their adult self and find a place where they last enjoyed a walk on the beach or a dinner at a table with some people that they love, or a conversation with an elder, preferably an elder, because you usually gain wisdom from elders and you can pass it along, or even a conversation with a 5-year-old where you are doing the elder teaching. And it is fun. Make it fun and it will get done. That is another quote by another author, Pamela Irene. Pamela Irene, I don't remember her last name. Anyway, Young, Pamela Irene Young. She recently passed, but she wrote the good book, GOOD, Get Out of Debt book. And she said, make it fun and it will get done. So find an age or a time or an event that you liked, and then close your eyes and imagine the place you're in where you are there. It could be outside, it could be indoors, it could be a green space, it could be yellow space, it could be even swimming underwater, it could be anything. And you think about that and you pause for a moment in that space and imagine that that is one of your happy places. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Brain Rescue, Dr. Brody Miller, Ph.D. And tomorrow I am going to go into a book by his colleague, How to Feed a Brain, Nutrition for Optimal Brain Function and Repair by Kevin Ballister. His ideas are absolutely in line with current neuroscience and have the added validation of personal experience says Dr. David Perlmutter, MD, FACN, author of New York Times #1 bestsellers Grain Brain and the Grain Brain Whole Life Plan. And there's a foreword by Dr. Datis Karazian, DHSC, DC, MS. Okay, old Kinderheck.